Hello and welcome back to Random Reviews, and today we're going to be doing a review of this Chinese diesel heater. Now, it was advertised as a 8 kilowatt, but I think it's more like 5. I got this one from eBay and it was 159.99, including postage and everything. And everything came assembled. As you can see, it's in a case. It looks plastic, but that's actually a coloured metal. Um, it came with everything apart from the wiring, because these are meant for motorhomes, caravans, and small spaces, things like that. It came with nothing to wire it up to a battery or a power supply. So I'm using it in my garage. Now my garage is just a normal size garage. I don't know the exact size of a normal size garage, but it's just like a box standard size car garage. And I use it for other things. I've got a treadmill and some gym equipment in here. So we're just going to have a quick look at the heater. I'm going to show you around. So it came pretty much all the main bodywork was assembled, apart from the exhaust underneath that needed to be put in, and around that I've put some of the heat wrap. I also mounted it onto 2 blocks of wood. It did come with some screws, but they weren't quite big enough to do that with, so I went and bought some screws from local hardware place. It came with the air intake filter, which I just had to put on, and there's a Jubilee clip at the other end to fix it on, and a Jubilee clip as well for the exhaust as well under there, and then a big Jubilee clip to put the main heat pipe there. So it was fairly easy. I'm no good at I'm pretty bad at some DIY, but I managed to put it together in about 10 minutes. Probably about 20 minutes if you include putting it on the blocks of wood. On the top here, there is the diesel. As you can see, it's literally full to the top. I did buy some more last night. I've had it 3 weeks, and in 3 weeks it used like a full, well, not quite a full can of petrol. There was still some left in it, and it wasn't a full to the top can of diesel, sorry. So in about 3 weeks, and I've used it probably 5 nights a week for, an hour or two for the past 3 weeks, and it's lasted. So I'm pretty impressed with that. As far as wiring it up, I'll show you here. So as far as wiring it up, forgive the wires at the minute. So as far as wiring it up, I've bought some of these, but not got round to actually putting the. So as far as I've got as wiring it up, I've wired in a cable at this end. Now it only needs 2 wires. Really should, well, a lot of like red and black, but I've used this blue and brown, and then I'll show you where that goes to in a minute. I've got just a normal, it's a 13 amp plug with some normal cable flex that I got from a hardware store. And then I bought one of these boxes from eBay. I think it was about £22, and it converts it from 24 volt to 12 volt. In one end, just checking it's not switched on, you've got your 3-pin plug wire coming in, your neutral, your live, and your earth wire there, which you wire in. So that is your input. That's your 240 volt coming in. And then you've got 3 sets of 12 volts here. So you can have three lots of things. You could have the diesel heater, and then you could have some lights or something else. I've just got the diesel heater, and that's all I will be having on. I know things might not be 100% brilliant there, but it's all safe. And I'll show you the top of the heater there. 12 volt, 30 amp. So it's 30 amp, 240 to 12 volt converter. And then you wire in at the back. I just turn it round. I think I'm going to get some sort of casing to go over it at some point. Just that is all. You can't touch any of the wires, and they're out the way at the back there. But I think at some point I'm going to get some sort of cover or casing, as well as the diesel heater and the power supply. I went and bought a carbon monoxide alarm because I think it's just makes sense to have something like that, even though I'm not in here for long. Oh, I've just pressed that. So I thought it was I think it was £15, that carbon monoxide alarm. I thought it was well worth the money. So the converter is wired into the plug with a 15 amp plug, and then from that the 12 volt feed comes out and then goes to the black and the red on the back of the heater. Sorry if there's any shaky camera movements. I'm doing this on my iPad. And if you can see just at the back there is the exhaust going through the wall wrapped in heat wrap. I'll just get a... I've just found a torch. So there's the exhaust going through the wall, wrapped in heat wrap, and it's all pretty secure and safe. Quite happy with that. And I've got it stood on a tile, as you can see. I bought this ceramic tile from, I think it was B&Q or somewhere I got it from, and then I've just got it on bricks to bring it up to the level of the hole that I'd put in. There already was a hole in my garage wall, so I just... Years ago I blocked it up. I think a mouse or a rat had been getting in. So I just dug the hole out again and made it a bit bigger. So that's the look of it. Now, the one thing I have found with this, that does move around for some reason. I just stick something under it so it keeps it up, because I found if it comes down, you don't get as much heat. So on the front of it, we'll switch it on. So here we are to the front of the machine. There's the control box. Now, literally the only buttons I press on that are the down and up and the on and off button. They're literally, it's self-priming, this machine, so you don't have to press anything to get it to prime. It will just prime itself, and it's pretty straightforward. There's like a carry handle at each side, which is quite handy as well. So I like the fact that it's easy to use and self-priming. So what I'll do now, I'll press on. So I've pressed on, and it shows you that there's the fans going, the glow plugs warming up, and it's on automatically set on level 4. But I think I'll just put it up to, level 5 there. So it's on level 5. It's showing you the current temperature that it's reaching, the voltage that it's using, 10.9 volts. It also comes with this little, also comes with this little remote control, which I do use sometimes. Sometimes if I'm in here and I just, there's a circle button, which just means to switch it on or off, and then there's the up and down for the temperature. So I do use that sometimes, not very often. So that's it. It was £159 from eBay. And I bought it because I did like the colour of it, actually. I think it's not too noisy. The exhaust is literally just the sound you have outside from the exhaust is acceptable. If it was any louder than it was, I think could possibly get complaints from neighbours, etc. But it's acceptable. Inside, you wouldn't want the machine inside a house, put it that way, because there's a constant clicking sound which you can hear when it's on a low level, and then when it's on a high level there's a big whooshing, whirling sound. Anything higher than level 2 and you wouldn't want it. But when I'm in here and I've got music playing and doing stuff, it's an okay level. So at the minute it's just warming up. There's a bit of draft coming out of this, bit of air coming out there. It still feels pretty cold, but within about another minute or so the heater will kick in and it'll start throwing out some heat, which is good. It's not that cold tonight, so I thought it was a good night to come in here and film this video. Aha. As you can hear now, it's priming the diesel. So it's aha. And we have liftoff. So as you can hear, it's priming the diesel, igniting, and we're going to get some heat. And as you can probably hear, it's getting louder and louder. Yeah, we're starting to get some heat through now, which is really nice. So it's still warming up at the moment. I don't know how noisy this is coming across. I'm using some earphones with a microphone to record this video. And there we go, into full power. Now that's on level 4, and that is the sort of noise you're going to get from level 4. I'll go a bit closer. Level 4, oh, we're on level 5 actually. So on top level, on level 5, that's the sort of noise you get. So we're now on level 5 and the air outlet is blowing straight at us, although I've got a microphone, so it's not using the microphone on the iPad that I'm recording. So I'm not sure how loud that's coming across, and you should still be able to hear me because I've got the microphone near my mouth. So that is level 5. That's the sort of sound you can hear on level 5. This is from the back. I have the air inlet inside because it circulates the air. There's another one there. So we're getting some nice warm air through there. It's not red hot yet, but it's getting there. It says on the side 105, 11.2, 106, 108. So it's still building up. 109. Once it's got to full temperature, I will turn it down to 4 and then 3. And then with these, you have to turn them off. You can't just switch it off at the plug. You have to turn it off, or you would damage the motherboard and all sorts of things. So you have to turn it off properly, and it will go through cooling down stage. So 118, 119. Yeah, you can feel it's getting warmer and warmer. 120. So that is quite warm now. That is quite toasty. It's turned the garage from being sort of chilly, and I'm warm stood here, straight in the direct flow of that air outlet. So anybody who's going to moan about the wiring, I am going to tack that to the wall at some point. I just can't find my hammer at the minute, so I am going to tack that to the wall, and I am going to put that in some sort of box just to make it that bit more secure. Or there's only me who comes in here, so yeah, I'm going to do that at some point. So now we're at 128. It's going to get much more than that. 129, 11.2. So I don't know how loud this is coming across till I watch it back, but that's how loud it gets. So would I recommend? Yes, it's a little louder than I thought. I don't know what I was expecting. Because people have these in camper vans and caravans, I thought it would be a lot quieter than it is for some reason. But it's not really loud enough that it would annoy you while it's in your workshop or your garage. It's okay. For the money, I think it's going to take a while to pay for itself, but I was in here before Christmas with 2 or 3 fan heaters on, and it was using crazy amounts of electric. And I thought to myself, something like this that would just run from diesel and a low voltage would be a better option, because I have like my treadmill and things in here. So I wanted to spend more time in here, and I thought this is something that's going to last. So I think we're about 138, 139. We're still going up. That is nice now. It's not... I've seen videos where people put their hands there and they're like, oh, it's red hot. It's not. You can put your hand there. It's not going to burn you. You wouldn't want to leave it there for hours. But that is getting nice and warm now. So I tend to put this on 10 minutes before I come in here to go on my treadmill or anything. I tend to put it on for a good 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and it's nice and toasty when I walk in, and then switch it off. I switch the off button like a few minutes before I'm ready to leave, and by the time I leave I can unplug it because it's cooled down. So that is the 5 kilowatt Chinese diesel heater. They call them Chinese diesel heaters, but they're a diesel heater. And that's how I've wired mine in and how I have it in my garage. Hope this video has been some use to somebody, and please like and subscribe, and I shall see you again soon for more random reviews. Bye for now.